people like this that are giving their lives to try and make a difference, and they're touching people, and they're telling the truth. And so another hero is James Gray. He tried very hard to be here today. We worked diligently. Bob worked his tail off with his election people and his tour advisor. He was unable to make it. He had a couple other things today, and so what we've agreed to do is take this to him in person and have another photo shoot at another time with him. And so just like you to give one more round of applause for him, because you can't see him. He's still here fighting with us. Lots happened recently. We like to think a lot happens all the time, but this is something that we never want to happen to anyone. One of our honorees, a man who has given his life, everything about his family, his home, to the movement. We tease him about having the biggest balls around and rolling them out on the highway at times. But the fact of the matter is that when we're trying to make ground and get people to listen, we need somebody with a brain, a mouth, and the ability to make them work together to make people understand what right and wrong is. And so for a lifetime achievement and in Jack's honor, I am more than pleasure to give this award to Eddy Lepp. Yeah. You deserve this, along with these other heroes. I told him yesterday he was a hero, and he said there's only one hero in this room, and he was referring to Jack.
I've been honored many times this year for my activist work, and one of the things we try to teach everybody at the ministry is that you cannot control people, places, or things, and therefore you cannot expect your validation from them. You have to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. However, sometimes in doing the right thing, you have special moments in your life. I'm a little bit choked up right now. Not so much because I got this award, but because one of the men that got it before me is a very long-time friend of mine. Those that are lucky enough to have a hero sometimes in a lifetime get the chance to briefly shake his hand or meet him. I am thrilled to the fucking depth of my soul to know that Jack Herrera is more than my hero. He is my friend. Thank you, Jack. Yeah! I cannot thank you enough for recognizing what I have done. But I could not have done it without a wonderful team of people. Most of all, Linda, who is the reason I did all of this, the reason I planted my first tree. Thank you all very much.
Very wonderful.
Bob, can you help me for a minute? Well, as I said when I got up here, I said there's no real rhyme or reason to how people touch people. We don't necessarily pick celebrities, though we've picked a few. We don't necessarily pick politicians, though we've picked a lot of, of different people in those arenas. But through this whole thing, through the Alliance, we've worked for years putting things together, working with patients. And we have a person who has inadvertently touched thousands of people by being there, watching all these other people's backs, answering to the call at any point in time when we needed it. And this person's not a patient, doesn't smoke marijuana, but he was a member of a wonderful family that once upon a time was dealt a very hard blow from cancer. And because of the injustice that life brought to him and his family, the lack of closure, he's fought hard every day at my side, at my back, to help us to do what we do with people. And that person, I couldn't get the plaque done and have him pick them up, is our own Bob Grotel. Bob has worked tirelessly since the official forming of the Alliance and was my partner in the idea of the Alliance based on that family experience. And all these years later, when something like that happens with someone like Eddy, and Bob's on the phone all day and all night trying to make sure that that patient and his people are protected. A hero.
Yeah, boy!
Well, this is kind of a surprise. I really had no idea. Don't know what exactly to say. Like as Michael said, I'm blessed to have a wonderful family. Unfortunately, we lost one of my brothers to AIDS-related illness, and we lost our mother to cancer, and our father to lung disease. And that gave me a first-hand look at exactly what it is like to see someone you love suffer. And unfortunately, being that my parents grew up in an era where marijuana is shown by the government to be this evil weed, my parents would have been freaked out if I tried to even suggest to them that they use it to ease their suffering. But thanks to all the people here today, I think we can change that so that people don't have to be afraid. I read somewhere a quote. I'll probably get this wrong, but something like, this nation was never meant to be ruled by fear. And I believe that was Eddy who wrote that. I think I read that on a t-shirt or a
Postcard.
somewhere on a postcard. And that's very, very true. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm still kind of shocked here. Thank you, guys.
We'll save the world. All I know, 'cause Jack said so. 'Cause Jack said so. We gotta let him grow. Gotta let him grow. We gotta let him know. Gotta let him know that the emperor wears no clothes.